Hi, welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron, and I'm finishing off my look at the Prime Generation Selects packages with a look at the 10th anniversary Hades Megatron. And this one I was super curious about. I do have a Megatron of my own, but I was really curious to see what he comes with in terms of the Arms Micron pieces, and then take a look at this deco. So we're going to pull Megatron out here, and I mean, just starting out, he looks pretty sweet. It's not the traditional Megatron colors from the Prime show. There's a lot more black. I like this dark gray. The VAC metal looks amazing, and actually, like, I'm a little afraid to touch it. I don't want to get a thumbprint on it. But yeah, he looks awesome. I really, really like the look of this figure. We're going to set him to the side real quick, and we're going to take a look and see what else is in this packaging. So we do have, the Arms Microns came with gems that I showed off with Breakdown. So we do have 3 gems. We've got the stickers for Megatron. So again, Arms Micron, that line for Transformers Prime did a bunch of stickers instead of paint apps. And we've got, 3 different Arms Micron pieces here. So we've got his like Hell Wings and his Bat piece. We've got his cannon right here, which is interesting that there's additional gems in these pieces. And then we've got this piece right here. So it does come with a lot of stuff. And out of the 2 packages, I know I'm giving away at the end of this video. I'm announcing the giveaway for Breakdown and the Jet Vehicon. But this one with the Arms Microns that I never really experienced was the one that I'm the most tempted to keep. What I didn't know, of course, is that a very good friend of mine got me my own Hades Megatron, which I'm really excited to build the Arms Micron pieces for. But for the figure itself, so I've actually owned this mold. And I'll start out by saying that, unfortunately, it looks like this guy is a little on the loose side. So here, you know, we've got a decent amount of wiggle in these hips. It is a ball joint, so you can definitely future floor polish that. The arms are a little better. But yeah, those hips are just, unfortunately, a little on the loose. And we'll talk about his robot mode in a second, but first let's show the transformation. Instead of transforming this figure himself, I actually have a different Megatron right here. This is the final Megatron, which was Megatron when he replaced, his arm was cut off, he replaced it with the arm of a dead Prime, and he came with the Dark Star Saber. So it was 3 different Arms Microns that you could build together to form the Dark Star Saber, which I really like this mold. And we can see some color differences here, like, you know, we've got this like brushed metal look versus this gray, although I do prefer this gray to the unpainted gray plastic here. But here he is in his vehicle mode, which again is that super stylish thing that Megatron loves to do, which is just turn into whatever the hell he wants, and then kind of he can leave his own head sticking out of the top. He doesn't care. He's Megatron. He doesn't need to be in disguise. He's here just to kick ass and kill Autobots. And, you know, it's one of those things where I really like this design from the show, but these wings I wish were bigger. And I think the transformation is pretty clever, how they took those robot bits and turned him into what they are. I wish these arms folded away a bit better, things like that. This is the sort of really cool design from Transformers Prime that I would love to see Hasbro take another shot at in the Generations line in the future. But we'll have to see if they ever do that. So to start transforming him, first we're going to disconnect his wings. His wing is connected to his the top part of his fuselage with a tab right here. We can just get that out of the way on both sides so we don't separate those or break those tabs by accident. We can rotate those wings out of the way. Once those are out of the way, we can come in and we can swing down these legs. There is a tab here that goes into a slot that we can disconnect, and that lets us swing these legs down separately. Now that the legs are out of the way, we can do the arms next. And they're connected together. We can just separate them, and then there are pegs that go into ports right back here that we can just separate out of the way. So, you know, as weird as his vehicle mode is and as iconic as his robot mode is, separate these out, his transformation is actually pretty simple for a Voyager. We can fold this piece back in, get those pieces out of the way, and then essentially it's just now about folding him up in the right way. We're going to come in, and the front of the vehicle mode has his little breastplate pieces that need to come up and out of the way, and that gives his hips room. Now we can bring the hips down and connect them, you know, to his crotch plate properly. Now that that is down and out of the way, we can come in and we can close up these legs. We're going to flip them 180. We can flip, actually, let me show it, try it at a better angle this way. We can flip in the wing tip like so, and then we can come in, and on the back end, there is a tab and a slot back here that we can just compress to close out that leg. And then his toes separate out into a toe and a heel like so. Same thing on this side. Flip this piece in, rotate things around. We're going to come in and close that gap, getting that tab and slot in correctly. Come in on the heel, bring that heel out, and now we've got, there we go, those legs pretty much done. This piece of his like abdomen we can bring up. It links and forms this kind of closed abdomen piece here, which then lets us bring in these breastplate pieces, forming up his chest. And now that we have these, this is like to me, the tricky part. We have these floating shoulder pieces, and I just kind of bring them up and out of the way like so, which lets me get these arms out from behind his back, so that now we can press down on his chest, which will bring in his Decepticon symbol and kind of form up that torso the way we want. Now we can close in, it's essentially tabs on the back of his torso. Everything slots into place like so. You can rotate his arms, bring out his wrists, which aren't really hidden all that well, and get his robot mode 90% of the way done. The last thing is just kind of settling his shoulders, bringing his shoulder pauldrons down, and then on his back you can fold in these pieces however you want. You can, you know, kind of keep them up for that like regal look. You can keep them down and out of the way as much as you can, like so, to get as clean a view from the front as you want. But yeah, that is Megatron. And again, here is the Hades, and I just don't want to touch the vac metal plastic. I think for my Megatron, I personally just prefer this brushed silver look. The dark gray works way better than this unpainted plastic gray right here. I love the transparent purple. Like, that to me screams that dark Energon energy that he has. But I don't love the black. I think it's a unique way to make him look different, to sell, you know, a different toy. And I like that, like, you could get either of these two characters and they both came with a very different Arms Micron build set to come with them. But yeah, this is the Megatron that's going to be in my collection for now. Until they come out with a new version, maybe. I wouldn't mind this at a liter scale, you know, even bigger. There's some complaints I have with, we'll talk about the articulation and stuff. So the head is good. The head, you know, that's a wicked prime Megatron head sculpt. And that's another thing, is the vac metal plastic, I feel like, eats up some of those details. Some of it looks good. Like, if they painted that face white, it's almost like a skeleton face in there, which would be kind of neat. But the reflective metal, vac metal look paint job just kind of eats into some of those details to me. So I prefer this look. But yeah, so the head rotates great. Arms, not so much. You have to move this piece out of the way to get, you know, proper 3D rotation in the arm. And it does kind of want to pop out and out of place, the pauldron, constantly. It does, you know, move and float a bit, so if you're trying to get the arm like straight out, it'll move out of the way a little bit, but it is just a little bit of a hassle. There is no bicep swivel, which is really unfortunate. There is forearm swivel here, and then the wrist does have a little bit of inward and outward rotation. That's about it, just due to transformation. So this was a time, you know, in Transformers where articulation wasn't just taken for granted. Again, there's no torso rotation here. He can do the splits pretty far. He can do a 90-degree bend on the knees. He's got a hip swivel in there, no boot cut. And then the heels, you'll notice the way his feet sit on the heels, unless he's kind of leaning forward on his toes, if you just put him back, he kind of wants to, the feet want to fall back on the heels, and he'll start leaning back. So you really got to make sure that he is leaning forward to do that kind of S stance. Otherwise, you know, the articulation isn't there to get him into a lot of flexible poses. So this is one of those cases where it's a really cool representation of a character I love, but I could 100% see myself getting a improved version of it in terms of engineering. In terms of deco, I prefer this one to the Hades version. But the Hades version, I mean, it does look awesome in its own right. I do like that this looks like Megatron straight from hell. And I think he looks, you know, he looks really good next to a Prime. Here's first edition Optimus Prime. I think they look great standing next to each other. It's the sort of design that I would love to see Generations do again in the future. Here is Megatron next to Breakdown from Prime. And again, like, Breakdown's this big, imposing bruiser of a Decepticon. And I like that Megatron is still, you know, 2 heads taller than him. Because Megatron, you know, he's the lord of the gladiator pits in Prime. He's more of a bruiser himself than a super cunning military leader. He's just a big dummy that happened to get in charge of the Decepticons. And I really like that version of him, just kind of angry all the time. I think he looks great surrounded by Decepticons of all sorts. I think, you know, Transformers Prime had this really great design identity, and the Megatron design exudes that 100%. So, in terms of this final verdict on the toy, I'm a little torn. I think the Transformers Prime 2-pack is an easy recommendation. 100%. Anyone who's the least bit curious, I would check it out. For this one, if you've got a Megatron already, you might not need Hades Megatron unless you really want his iconic bat look. And I'm going to show a picture of it, but I'm not going to do the build because for me, I want this version of Megatron, and so I'm just going to do a giveaway for this version. Again, like all my video giveaways, I'd say that the toy, if you want to pick them up yourself, you can buy it. But this version, I'll be giving out. Anyone who leaves a comment in the video below to say, I want to enter the giveaway, I will have you entered in. And then 1 week from today, so, you know, next Saturday, February, what is that, the 6th, I will announce the winner. That means that the giveaway is open to entries through the Friday, February 5th. I'll take entries in, and then on Friday I will draw a winner. I'll add that to the end of my next video, and I will announce that winner when my review video comes out next Saturday. Speaking of winners, we are going to announce the winner of the breakaway now. So let's flash forward to that, Cameron.
Thanks, Cameron. So it's time to select our winner for the Transformers Prime 10th Anniversary War Breakdown and Vehicon giveaway. Here you can see everyone who made a comment. Again, per the normal policy, I put a heart on anyone who wanted to enter the giveaway, and then some people wanted to leave a comment without entering the giveaway, so I made sure I only included the people that mentioned they want to enter. Here are all those names. We have 23 entries, and we are going to hit random between 1 and 23. Oop, need a comma, not a period. And our winner is number 22. Hey, it's DM. DM, you won War Breakdown and the Jet Vehicon. So again, now that you won, all you have to do is let me know. You can tweet me, you can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, Discord, on our YouTube About page. We have all of the different locations that you can reach out to me on, and I will get War Breakdown and Jet Vehicon out to you next week. Congratulations. And if everyone's watching this video now, we are probably wrapping up our Transformers TCG tournament for Iacon Online. If you didn't know, this weekend IACON is happening. It is a convention mostly centered around artists, but around all sorts of Transformers fans. There's all sorts of commissions available. There's all sorts of panels. I do a panel explaining the Transformers TCG to people. There's also the tournament that I am running, which is another opportunity to win some Transformers prizes. So I hope you are joining us to play, and I'll catch you later. Have a great day, everyone.